chasing shadows in the darkest maze. Footsteps echo in the empty hall. Mysteries waiting on our call. Bigfoot stomping through the pines. Aliens sending secret signs. EVPs in the dead of night. Ghosts dancing in the pale moonlight. Paranormal 411, we bring it to you. Truth behind the veil, gotta pursue you.
Oh man!
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Paranormal Paul.
What's up, Paranormal Paul? How you doing, buddy? Listen to
Cutting
noise.
grass.
Cut grass. Yes.
Cool.
We couldn't cut grass right now because it's about to storm.
It's
outside.
storming out here. It's raining right now.
Really bad. Got a good one coming through.
Hey, we got a great show tonight. We got back from the
Smoky Mountain
Bigfoot Festival.
Yes.
In Townsend. We got a few interviews we're gonna show you guys, and we didn't get to interview Paul.
I know. I wish we would have went over and said, "Hey, Paul, you want to come and get interviewed?"
We didn't know he was such a cool guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you call him something else though, don't you?
To me, I call him Jimmy Church.
Yeah.
That's who he reminds me of. Fade to Black. He needs to look that up and listen to him.
Yeah. I do want to give some shout outs because we met some really cool and awesome people. Blonde and Booze Paranormal Podcast.
Yeah.
They were awesome. The Channel 12 TV network. Those guys, what was that? NCI?
Yeah. NCI.
North Carolina Investigates. All those guys were awesome. Matter of fact, one of the things that we're actually going to be playing here in just a little bit is actually one of those guys.
Yeah.
So, Para with a Normal.
Para with a Normal.
I've watched some of his stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. He freaking like takes a shot before he does it. What was Paranormal Paul say? Made over there too. Yeah, we had a great time, man.
Yeah, the after party was pretty fun too.
The after party was awesome.
Especially with the one you're talking about.
Para with the Normal.
Para with the Normal, yeah.
I don't know what the guy's name is. I'm sorry, but
yeah.
But he was pretty cool.
He's funny.
He's like that on his show too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paranormal Among Us. That's Paranormal Paul.
Paranormal Paul.
Yeah. In the chat
I
room
listened
right
to his show yesterday. He done a live show yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing that we're about to do. That's that's how I got the idea for this show.
Oh, that's where Jason got the idea. Para Reality. And we've known him since last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yep. The Sandman.
He waded the mud with us.
Yeah, he did. Oof. It was
just wind this year.
Yeah, but the wind was only at the very end of it, so it wasn't that bad.
Mike Gagliano.
Yeah, that's right, because he's Gagliano. Yeah, because he's Italiano.
And he loved that Buffalo Trace too.
Yes.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
I did too. I had a couple of them.
Yeah. It was fun. So, are you ready?
Yeah,
you want to talk about it a little bit before we?
Well, we started out. It was we had set up, and about 10 o'clock we started getting people coming over. They opened at 10, and we got our first guy. Our interview. His name was Patrick, and I think he lives in Tellico Plains.
Yep.
Yeah, or Ball Place, somewhere out in that area, close to us, maybe 20 miles, 30 miles. But he had a few things going on at their house, and we're going to let you listen to what he has to say. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Here we go.
Oh, listen to that. All right, we're back.
We're back.
We took a little quick break.
Took a quick little break.
Jason needed to go run around.
We got Patrick.
Yes.
With us here. He's
got a story for us.
He does. He's got maybe a couple.
Now and then.
Yeah. All right.
So where you from, Patrick? First?
Tellico Plains,
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
He's
Okay.
out that way.
7 miles out of it,
Okay.
Uh-oh.
up in the
Coker
mountains.
Creek area or?
No, sir. I live on Highway 360.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
So tell us some stories you got.
Well,
Strange and unknown.
yeah, a couple strange ones. See, we're pretty sure that our house is I'm not going to say haunted. We do have spirits that walk around, and it's very obvious. I mean, there was one night I was walking around. My mom asked me to turn off the kitchen light, and it was on when I walked by.
Yeah.
Went down to the bathroom. I was coming back, and it was off. Light was off. Switch was off, and we concluded that it was my dad.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
He turned it off for you.
yeah, when Dad was alive, he'd do all these small things for Mom.
Yeah.
And the day when my dad was, one of the days when my dad was sick, we were making biscuits in the oven, and the oven light came on, and the oven actually gave a malfunction noise. Well, we went over and we checked it, and the biscuits was actually almost about to burn, and we were sure that that was my grandfather.
Okay.
Wow.
Just
And
making sure you didn't burn the biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange little things like that happen all the time in our house. Like a light will randomly flash, and in the mornings around 6 o'clock, you can smell fresh coffee, like fresh off the pot. Walk into the kitchen, nothing's there. Everything's turned off.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, we think that's our my mom, because she would be up every morning early, just drink coffee.
That's my alarm clock. You know, I wake up to the smell of the coffee brewing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need an alarm clock. It's just that coffee.
And
So have you ever seen any like
yes,
Apparitions.
we've
Really?
seen shadows move in the night.
shadows?
Awesome.
Because I'll admit, my papa was a night person.
Yeah.
He would just walk around and do random stuff.
I know that I think your mom says our house used to be a post office.
It did. It was originally a post office in about 1901.
Wow.
It has changed from a schoolhouse to a post office. To we think at one time it was just I'm not going to say a trading post, but just a stop, because the old highway was where behind our house was.
Huh.
And we think that's where the coffee smell comes from. Other than my mouth.
Excuse me.
We don't.
Man.
And I sorry, threw me off for a second. But yeah, our house, you can actually find it in Monroe County records.
Really?
Oh, that's interesting.
If you look in old Monroe County records for post offices, it's called Wolf Jump Post Office.
Huh.
It was from 1901 to 1903.
Wow.
Wow. So do you think that a lot of what you get then, do you get a lot of residual type haunting? So it's something that's not necessarily interacting with you, but you know it's there? Kind of like
Well,
the shadows and things like that?
I don't think the shadows are from the post office and whatnot. Or at least I hope not. I would prefer if it was some family members moving
Right.
around.
Hey, you know, sometimes that's the best way to do it is, you know, hope
Yeah.
that it's something that's
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I still say it's a prank that my family was playing on me, but we had dolls that would move around.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
One was in the barn, and one day I went out to my truck to start working on it. I lifted the hood, and there it sat.
Oh,
Wow.
did you jump back like,
Yeah.
what the?
I did, and I walked away, and I did not come back. I said, "No, thank you, not today."
Can you please move somewhere else?
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. Like, I even asked my mom. I was like, "Are you guys screwing with me?" They're like, "We genuinely don't know what you're talking about." And
That's good.
yeah.
That's funny. I can see how that could be creepy too, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then walk to the barn to go hunt for something, and it's just sitting on an old tiller that's just been abandoned for a little while. There was one boy doll and a female, and it was just spine chilling. Because
That would be. I'm telling you, that would be. I mean, Chucky put enough fear in a lot of people, but you have actual dolls walking around.
like, And
I could hear the music now.
you move a couple days later and they just disappear.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I've
crazy.
looked for them in our old cubbies and you can't find them.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
it's like they've got their own will to do
Yeah.
whatever.
That camera,
It's
messed
definitely interesting.
That's awesome, man. Oh heck.
We'll have to get Mama to let us investigate that.
Oh yeah,
place.
you're more than welcome to. She's more than welcome to you. You don't even have to ask.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That'd be
If you
fun.
want an address, I can write it down.
Well, okay, we'll do that where no one else could hear.
Oh yeah, of course. That's
Yeah.
why I said write it down.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. Yes.
But we actually have a ghost scanner that goes off on its own randomly.
Really?
Yeah, we had it tucked away in a box, and one day it just started screaming
What?
like it was
Like-
activated.
So like something turned it on and just
Yeah.
started. Oh, that's cool.
So, are you like in a? I know that area where you're talking about is real wooded and like a
Yes.
forest. Are you by yourself out there?
Yeah, we have no neighbors.
So, do you ever see anything in the woods?
Truth be told, I don't look for it.
You don't go looking in there.
No,
then.
if I see something, I'm just like, I'm gonna keep walking that way. I'm a type of person that if you don't bother it, it won't bother me.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll go on our separate ways.
That's funny.
But I can probably say that something probably has moved around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know the area you're talking about, and it's pretty dense.
Oh, dense for sure.
Nothing but road.
Yeah, nothing but road and
And-
fields and
yeah.
forest.
Yeah.
That's all it is for
Well,
miles.
we appreciate your stories.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
If you
good.
think of any more, come by and tell us some more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Absolutely. Thank you. Look at that.
So that was Patrick. He
That was pretty good.
he had some good paranormal stories.
What was funny about that was that his mom was talking to us way before he even came
Yeah. On the chat.
on the chat. Yeah, she's like, "Oh, when he gets there, he's got stories to tell you."
It was
So,
fun.
yeah, it was a blast.
So the next guy we have come up was Mason. Now Mason has some real good stories. He lives on a farm in Chatsworth, Georgia. And his stories were pretty amazing. He wants to be a podcaster too.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know why. He wants to be a podcaster. Nah,
Everybody wants to be a podcaster until you're a podcaster.
yeah. Once you start it, you can't quit. It's just that compelling and that addictive.
If you love what you do, I guess,
Yeah.
just
Especially what you talk about.
yeah,
If
exactly.
you like talking to people and getting their stories and getting a lot of information, man, we get a lot of information. And some we can believe, some we just, hey, that's your opinion.
Yeah, and hey, that's
And,
okay.
and it gives them a chance to get their opinions out
Yep.
and their beliefs. So the next one is Mason. I don't know his last name, but he was a pretty good interview. Let's see what he has to say. Might take a minute to get it started, but so as you can see in the background, all the people coming in now. It's still early in the morning.
Michelle had pictures of at one point we had people backed up like 5 deep. At our tent. Talk for me real quick.
Oh,
A little closer.
A little closer. That that microphone's not as sensitive as these are.
Yeah. To pick up a lot of background noise.
Yeah. You got it now.
Good enough.
Yeah.
So we got Mason here going to tell us a couple of stories he's got.
Well, one night I was out there. I live in Chatsworth, Georgia, up near like Ford Mountain, probably about 2 hours from here, and we got 4,000 acres behind our house. And one night we were sitting out there, and it just had stormed and everything, and we were hearing knocks. Just I got a video of it. I'll get it later on, but we were hearing knocks and everything. It'd be like, and then we would hear like a growling sound. It was weird, and I mean, it was like several times for like a span. It would be like 10 minutes would go without, then another 10 minutes. It was just weird for like an hour and a half back and forth.
So it's like more than one thing growling back and forth to
Yeah,
each
it was
other.
like several different things. It'd be like a tree knock.
Yeah.
And we tried to do a tree knock. It was just like, we've heard it probably about 4 times now in a span of the 6 months that I've been living up there. And I mean, you have our house, and then there's 4,000 acres back there, and it's just like you hear all kinds of strange noises. And you never know what you're going to hear. Like, we've had a wildfire just happen back there. You see, I mean, you just see the open sky. So I've seen UFOs, the glow. It's that orange glow you get. Same thing I've seen down in Panama. I mean, like, you see that same kind of signs. I mean, I'm into all that stuff. Yeah.
That's amazing, though,
Yeah,
man.
I want to try going to see the Moon-Eyed people because they're up there for a mountain, and that's like 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah, you know, the Native Americans and the Cherokees actually have a lot of tales about the
Yeah, I got a
Moon-Eyed
lot of
people.
Cherokee me too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of all
You
that,
said, you said you live like Indian burial grounds close by. Or?
yeah, there is. So where I live, the Trail of Tears started. So there's all kind of burial grounds. There's trails behind my house where they were at.
Wow.
We believe that there's an old cemetery too.
Yeah.
The people who lived on the farm previously.
Hmm.
They said they've always seen an Indian. I mean, all kinds of different stuff.
That's wild.
There's like a grave behind my house too, you think. An unmarked grave with just rocks, how you usually see.
Mhm.
I mean, it has to be a burial ground.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're like spread out too. It's like different ones. So it's like 4 to 5 of them. You'd have 3 here, and you go on the back end of the property. It's the same thing. It's like burial grounds.
Really?
So
Have you ever had anything happen in there? Like,
I mean, you'll hear weird stuff, especially early in the morning.
yeah.
And it's like it gets foggy up there a lot, and then you'll hear like that night we heard the tree knock, and we were just freaked out, sitting there on the back porch. You just hear the knock, and then you hear the growl, and it's the weirdest, strangest thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say like sometimes they could even feel it. Was you close enough to where you could actually feel that, like the growls and stuff? Or
We were, I would say we were probably about 20 yards from it. And I feel like it was on the east end of my property,
Mhm.
right behind my woods, like where it first started. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I was freaked out just sitting there hearing that. So,
Wow, that's amazing, though.
and the paranormal, I mean, I feel like it, especially being up there, the more we've been there, I feel like the more we're starting to see things.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know, it seems like the more that you start opening yourself up to stuff, the more that you actually start seeing
Yeah,
things.
as far as
It's like those blinders go away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like even the Moon-Eyed people could be back there. I don't know.
Yep.
That's
It's
something that interests
possible.
me. I want to get up to Ford Mountain and start kind of
Yeah.
seeing they're up there. What a lot of the locals say they found
Oh, that's amazing.
Moon-Eyed and local like UFOs and
Yeah.
supposedly some Bigfoot stuff too. Like somebody we were talking to today had seen one out there in the river going down near the trail where it starts at,
Hmm.
right off the highway. Had seen a Bigfoot. So, I mean, it crazy stuff, man.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Wow. Because that's a lot of history going on right there, especially
Yeah.
with the Trail of Tears
you
being
got
there.
the
And,
start of it. I mean, it
yeah.
started there, and then right down the road from me is where the big tribal chieftain lived
Yeah.
at the time when they signed the
The treaty.
declaration for.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of burial grounds, everything. You
Yeah.
ever go over to Recycle, I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go visit that sometime.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Definitely would see some stuff.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's pretty much all I got.
Well, thank you for your story.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to come
Yeah.
on.
You're live right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you want to say hi.
Hey. Yeah.
It'll also be put up. I mean, it'll be up later too on YouTube or anywhere. Just go subscribe.
Yeah, she gave me y'all's card. I'm definitely
Okay.
gonna look into y'all and everything like
We
that.
do a lot of stuff. Paranormal.
Paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
We love Bigfoot, Dogman.
Dog man. I don't know too much about the dog man thing. I
You
mean,
know-
it's kind of new to me, like the dog man.
Yeah.
Dog man. I mean, I hear it's more like werewolf. Sort
Yeah.
of thing. So,
I never heard of Dogman until we were at the Bigfoot conference in Gatlinburg about 3 years ago.
Yeah, someone was talking about it, and it was
But-
like,
These ladies outside the conference center just come up and said, "Do you guys do anything with
Sound
Dogman?" I'm
real
like,
country, don't it?
"Oh man, what?
man,
Never
man.
heard of Dogman."
Yeah.
"You are a little
Yeah.
country."
And we've been doing this for like 12 years, since
I don't-
2012.
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
I mean, what
Yep.
is
You hear like the Beast of Bray Road, and you
Yeah.
hear these stories and stuff,
Yeah.
but
Is it just kind of like a werewolf sort of thing, or is it just like a man who turns into a dog? I mean, what? I mean,
it's kind of crazy because you have two different types of creatures.
yeah,
Because you have one that's almost like a werewolf, like a lichen, that or a skinwalker in Native American,
yeah,
where
like
it's a
skinwalkers too.
where a man turns into an animal, but because it actually, one of them looks like a man, so it has
yeah,
regular legs, regular arms, and just a dog head,
yeah,
kind of. So it's almost like, say, a Bigfoot with the dog head. But then you've got the other one where it is fully canid, so it's actually got the hind legs of a
Yeah.
dog,
Yeah.
and so it's not. So it's almost like there's two different kinds.
something also about the skinwalkers. I don't know. I mean, it's out there. What, Nevada is where it's at? Well, yeah,
Yep. Skinwalker Ranch.
Utah.
That's
Yeah,
Utah. That's Uinta
Utah.
Basin. Yep.
Well, you know how the people on the ranch have the cattle, and then they have the cows that die,
Mhm.
and there's no remains, no blood, no nothing.
Yep.
Well, a couple farmers up where I live at, they've experienced that, and I did some research. Like a lot of people, like around Georgia, like especially up near like Fort Mountain area, you'll get that. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Huh.
I didn't know much about it. Like I've done my research on the whole Skinwalker Ranch
Yeah.
stuff, but then you've had where my grandpa was like, yeah, that was weird. That like locals didn't even know, like his buddy, like 30 years back had experienced something like that too. It's just all over the US. It's
Yep.
like
Yep.
just cow remain, like it's just
Cattle mutilation.
yeah,
Yep.
mutilation.
Now
They don't
in-
have like it's like there's no blood. Like the head will be left in no blood. It's just like no sign of a struggle, no nothing.
Yeah.
You're gonna have something like that.
Yes. Yeah, and there'll be blood. I mean,
Yeah.
if it was predation, if it was an animal predating on that, then there
Yeah.
would be blood. There'd be signs of struggle. There'd be all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
But there's none of that,
Yeah.
And then incisions are always clean.
Yeah.
That's not like someone.
Organs removed.
Yeah, organs removed, usually an eye and
Yeah, I mean,
ear. Yeah.
because up there at my house, I mean, we've had some cattle die from like coyotes, and
Right.
stuff like that. But there's a struggle. You'll see when
Yes.
there's like a struggle from the other, like a predator going after it.
Think
Yep.
Paul's
They'll
right.
go after like baby calves, so
we'll do
you'll
a
see the
podcast.
struggle. But I mean, like with the skinwalkers, I mean, a lot of people.
Here's
say-
the theory: cattle mutilations is basically alien abducting cattle.
yeah,
We think they take them up and they're whatever they're doing, do all their stuff to them with their
Yeah.
precision tools and drain the blood out of them. Then
Yeah.
they get dropped back down to where they were.
Yep. Because a lot of times they'll have broken legs
Yeah.
and stuff
Or
like that.
people
Sometimes they're even found on top of like
Never heard
sheds and
That one
stuff.
we'll have to look
really.
at.
Yeah.
I'll
Wow.
have
Yeah.
to do my research a lot more and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, that's
I'm big
cool.
into conspiracy
to
theory
look
when
that
I
up.
get the time
Is
to.
it, Linda Moulton Howe?
Linda Moulton Howe.
Look
Yep.
her up.
She's Linda Moulton Howe is really like that's the main thing she does is aliens and a lot of stuff like that. She's been doing cattle mutilations since the 60s or
Yeah,
70s.
they've been doing like with they say have been what is it off the coast of Daytona? They've been seeing a lot more stuff.
Yep.
And I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, like I've experienced stuff. It's the orange globe you see. Like there's
Yep.
many videos out there.
Yep.
That just come. I've got several of them
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah.
You look out there and it's just like the same sort of thing, or like the triangular
Yep.
sort of beam.
Yep.
green. I mean,
I'd love to be able to see. So I've never really. We've had instances where maybe we thought we've seen something, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like a for sure thing. I would love to see that big giant triangular craft or something. When you,
I've
Jason,
seen more of like the globe. Like you don't really see the ship. You see the globe of it. It's the
Yeah.
orange sphere.
yeah,
And like multiple will pop up.
Yeah, and it kind of like illuminates from the inside and
Yeah.
sort of transparent.
Eddie from Legends and Lore Pizzeria, he's running around here. You'll see him. He'll have a Legends and Lore
Yeah.
shirt, but they've got videos and stuff of not far from their house, like once a month or once every couple of months.
Yeah.
This big like UFO comes up in the sky, and then it'll sit there and pulsate,
Yeah.
and then it'll start moving, and then sitting there, and then pulsating, and then moving, and then pulsating,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of disappears.
Dang. Yeah, I mean, you got stuff like the government, they release their UFO stuff.
Yep.
But they're like, oh, we don't know. And then you have the big hearings, but nothing really comes out of it.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's up to what you want to believe. But I mean,
Just more
it's
cover up.
It's just more cover up, like
Yes.
you say.
That's
So
it. They don't want the truth out.
They release little stuff. Then they're like, well, it could be from another country. We don't know necessarily what it is because we're getting so many signs of it. So they were like, we'll have to release a little something.
Yep.
But I mean,
Yep. That's usually the way it goes too.
yeah. Especially out there in the desert where Area 51 is. But I also feel like up here in the Appalachians, you see a lot of stuff too.
You do. You do.
Up at night, more clear sky, ain't all that pollution. You can see more, and then you start to see more things noticeable.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, it's definitely nice talking to you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
I got to go run around and do some
All right.
stuff.
Well, thank you, brother.
I'll definitely come by.
Yeah.
You got our card, right? Right.
Thank you. Thank you for your story.
Yeah.
So, where'd we go?
That was awesome. I think we're not there.
Oh no, let's see. Here we go. There we are.
Hey, we came back. Look at that. Woo.
So that guy right there, Mason, really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
And
like
we
I said,
we went through the whole list with him. I mean, from skinwalkers to ghosts to
Bigfoot,
Bigfoot
yeah.
to UFOs and cattle mutilations. It was pretty awesome.
yeah.
What's
Hey,
up, Eddie?
How you doing, buddy?
So I may look a whole lot bigger than David on this camera, but that's because we don't have it set up right, and it keeps moving on me. So
We had to hurry up and set everything back up.
Yeah.
And
I
it'd look
can
better
I
on
can sit
Saturday.
back here like this, but
well, I think that's half the problem is that I don't set way up like.
yeah, I like getting in this mic.
Yeah.
That's that radio voice.
Yeah, I have such a high, shrill voice that if I did that, it would blow everybody's eardrums, you know. But no, you know, that one was really fun. Had a good time. And you know, we was talking to someone before. He sat out there for what, 10 minutes waiting to talk to us?
Yeah, he waited
For a while.
quite a bit.
He was talking to my wife and he was like, yeah, I want to be a podcaster. And
Yeah,
He'd make a
he
good
would
one.
be a good
I
one.
think he would. I think he'd be a good one.
Eddie, we're recapping the festival. I got the idea from Paranormal Paul.
Yeah.
Great guy. We're going to be on his show July the 5th. He's invited us to come on his show, and he's going to be on our show June the 21st. So we hope everybody joins us then.
And the day that we're on his show will be exactly the time that we do our show on Saturday.
Yeah, so you'll get to hear it.
So instead of us doing our show, we're going to be doing his show at that time.
Yeah, I stole it from him. I stole it from you, Paul. Sorry. You had a good show, and I liked it, so
He's like,
I got to do that. We got to do that. That's
I know you
pretty
called me
cool.
today and you was like, hey, or was it yesterday?
It was
It was
yesterday.
yesterday. He was like, hey, I know what we're going to do. I was like, all right. It's going to be awesome. So
Yeah.
what is the next one?
The next guy, I can't remember. He tells his name, I think, but he's from that North Carolina Investigates.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks for,
He talked to
might
us
be
for
a little
probably
long.
about 40 minutes, but
this might be a little long. I got like 20 minutes of it, I think. So if just bear with it, and he's a good.
He tells a bunch of different stories.
Yeah.
And everything. So he was really fun. Then we've got Eddie. And then we
got that little girl.
the little girl that come and told us a story, which was really awesome.
Yeah, it was. She's pretty cool. And then
And
Eddie.
then Eddie.
And then we got Greg Ogles that
Yes.
was so gracious and came and sat down and talked with us for a long time.
About 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Got a little bit of his interview.
Yeah. It was fun.
So
Enjoyed.
Yeah, it was fun. So we're going to go ahead and do North Carolina Investigates here.
All right. So what was your name? I didn't even ask.
Name's Rob Effler. I'm with North Carolina Investigates out of Western North Carolina.
That's a pretty dog.
Awesome. I know you got some story to tell us. There's some
we've
pretty
got
cool
tons.
dogs
Which one
around.
do you want to hear?
Any of them, all of them.
Your favorite.
Your favorite one.
Favorite one? Paranormal or cryptid related?
Oh man, we like both. Let's do cryptid.
Yeah, since we're at the Bigfoot Festival.
Favorite one is a couple of weeks ago we were in East Tennessee. We had 2 other investigators with us. Co-founder George Lunsford.
Yeah,
And we had our
that's
other
impressive.
investigator Harley Owens. Well, we were in our favorite location because we'd had plenty of interactions and found plenty of evidence. We're traveling down this trail. George is behind me. Harley's in front.
Hey, on the Oscars.
We're being paralleled the whole entire time.
Oh wow! So you could hear like that.
You could hear bipedal walking. Every time we'd stop, it'd stop.
Mm.
But it'd stay just outside the sight distance. You get to Laurel and all everything, and you couldn't actually see what was paralleling you, but it was bipedal and it wasn't a hiker.
Yeah.
Because it was off trail.
Right.
George is behind me trying to get his camera to work because his camera's having malfunctions on his shoulder strap.
Yeah.
Harley's paying attention to what's going on to our left side. So I'm in the middle, watching everything. I see a shadow. Well, we all stop. George still looking with his camera. Harley's dead intent on what he's looking at on the left-hand side. So I'm standing there for about maybe 2.5 minutes watching this shadow. I thought, it's not acting exactly like a shadow because every great now and then the sun would come peek through the clouds. Shadow didn't go away, didn't dissipate or any of the sort. So I'm standing there looking at it. All of a sudden it moves.
Oh.
Shadow's about like here to that tent over where the speakers are at, in front of us down the trail.
Yeah.
So it leans over and looks. So I go to hollering at Harley because he's in front of me by about 10, 12 feet.
Yeah.
I said, whoa, 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 whoa. George said, oh, dear Jesus God, what's going on? I said, too late. He takes off. He's 9 foot tall, looks like a basketball player, not like a typical 4 foot at the shoulder.
Yeah.
He is probably 3. I'd say probably he is about half grown.
Yeah.
So he takes off through the woods, covers over 100 yards in less than 7 seconds, and don't make a sound.
Holy smokes.
So we start to go after him, and George hollers, whoa, wait a minute. We still got activity on the left. So one thing we can figure out, we got a unit moving through. This one decides
Trying to
get our
divert you.
attention so the rest of them can go get information where they want to. Because once you see one,
Yeah.
you're automatically surrounded.
Gotcha.
So when you get surrounded like that, best advice, don't do anything stupid. Don't reach for a firearm. Don't try to reach for a weapon of any kind. Because if they see any sign of aggression, it may not turn out very well.
Right.
So we go ahead and we follow this one all the way down to the creek to see where he crosses. Well, we know the other group, which could be 3, 6, ever how many's in a group.
Right.
They go ahead and go on
Let's
through.
share an internet though.
Yeah.
But we wasn't paying no attention to them because they didn't pose no threat. They didn't
Last
pose no
year's
problem.
internet. Right.
So when we got back
I'd
to
have
the
to say
original
the internet
location,
was pretty awesome.
we measured is at least 9.5 feet tall.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
We took a standard tape measure like what you get at Lowe's or Home Depot
Yeah.
or any hardware store.
Yeah.
9.5 feet tall. He travels over 100 yards in less than 7 seconds.
That's
These
amazing.
creatures are the fastest and the most agile anything. That
And then not even to make a sound. I mean,
oh yeah, that's
So
that's
they-
the amazing part. We're estimating now. We've never, actually sat down with a Bigfoot. Nobody ever
Right.
has,
Yep.
unless it's probably the federal government.
yeah.
I'm estimating probably their feet are probably 3 inches thick, all calloused over.
Yep.
And if they want to move and not make a sound,
They can do it.
they can easily do it. Because
Yeah.
I've been sitting in the woods deer hunting many a time over. Woods be the leaf litter on the ground be crunchy like potato chips.
Yep.
You can hear a squirrel at 200 yards.
Yep.
And you see movement out of the corner of your eye, and you turn around. Where'd that deer come from? And you knowing good and well
Yeah.
that if a chipmunk or a squirrel runs across,
Yeah.
they're not quiet.
It sounds like an elephant.
It sounds like
Yeah,
they're trying
it
to come
does.
through the woods. And
Because at the house, our house is right in the middle of just woods, and it's the same way. I'll sit there and be on the porch, and I'll just hear and it sounds like 200 pounds running through there
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. And then you'll just sit there and look and look and look, and finally it'll either be a chipmunk or a squirrel just scattering down
I've
through
even
there.
seen birds make noise, and you're thinking,
Yeah.
how can something other that little make that much amount of noise?
Yeah, yeah,
And then you take a creature that's about 8 foot tall, 4 foot wide at shoulders, roughly 350, 400 pounds, can move that agile
and no sound.
and no sound. As just like the first two that I saw. We had no idea they were there. We were doing a recon mission.
Mhm.
I wasn't with NCI at the time. I was with another group called Bigfoot 911 out of McDowell County, North Carolina. Me and the commander of the unit, his son and his son's brother,
Mhm.
we were just checking out an area just to see if it, held enough evidence to come back and do an investigation, see if we could find.
Uh-oh, that was
Oh.
the end of it.
Oh, that was all?
Yeah, that's all I got of that one.
Oh.
So,
It went much longer than that, for sure.
yeah, that's a good interview, though.
Yes.
I like it when he said he was on a recon mission, and the commander, they're getting serious up there in North Carolina. They're going to find something.
Hey, I'll
I
tell
was
you.
like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. When he came and sat down, and he came over just to talk to us. And I was like, hey, would you like to do an interview? He's
Yeah.
like, sure. I was like, sit down here. And
The other guy that
they
was
were nice.
with him, I can't remember his name, but I like talking to him too. He's
Yeah.
more country.
yeah, I think we should have got more interviews than we did, but we were too busy BSing
Yeah.
in some ways. You know what was fun about it? I mean, besides all this, but we got to meet some really awesome people, and all of y'all will be able to start seeing them on the show here pretty soon. Paranormal Paul, if I'm not mistaken, is the first of them, though.
Yeah. That's the only one I got scheduled so far from there.
Right.
But we had a great time at that little after party too.
Yeah, the after party was awesome, especially when everybody kept coming in. And
We think about what Greg. That was crazy.
Yeah.
He he was 3 sheets in the wind on one shot. Right.
Yes. He
I
was doing good.
Trying to tell that waitress that he was paying for everybody. Boy, he got it then, didn't he?
His spelling is getting better.
Message from my cat demon. His spelling is getting better. No, he wasn't feeling no pain,
Yeah,
Paul.
he wasn't. He was.
He's funny too.
Yeah, he seems like a really good dude.
He is.
And
I mean, he talked to us for 45 minutes.
yeah,
Then he was thanking us the whole time, and we was really
We were the
one
ones
that
were,
needed to be thanking him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I made sure that, you know, I did for sure. And I know Jason did, but it's something when a speaker comes up to you like that, that's actually, you know,
cool dude.
on the ticket speaker and takes their time to sit down. Like Turtle Man came, but only for 5 seconds, didn't really talk to us.
Hey, I got him here.
Did
So
you?
I got
But-
his picture here.
But you know, Greg sat down, took his time that he could have been at his tent signing autographs and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And talked to us and we were very grateful for him to do that, because
Very humble.
I'll tell you, I think that's the first time that, no, I don't have to think, that is the first time we've ever had someone that was a guest that was actually a speaker come and take their time to talk to us like that.
Yeah, Greg,
Without us paying to go buy a book to
Yeah.
actually get to talk to him and get
Yeah.
a picture with him.
he's definitely going to come on the show. He said he got our card and we got his information, and we're going to hook up
Yeah.
sometime in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd like to go to LBL with him,
I would. Yeah.
because he's going to do a return to LBL, and that's where we've been wanting to go.
Was wanting to go this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works out.
We'll have to make it work out for sure. We got a lot of plans for this year. So
Yeah.
we
Big
really do.
plans.
Big plans.
I'm going to Mexico at the end of the month.
Yeah. Jason's going to leave me for a week.
I'm going to go see some Mayan ruins.
I guess I'm going to have to, you know, the one thing about all this is that I get to sit over here and I don't really get to mess with all that side of it. I have things that I do, and Jason has things that he does, and we kind of split things up. And so I'm going to have to figure out some of this stuff, so then I could still do some shows while
Well,
you're
yeah,
on
you could just
vacation.
sit right here in my seat and do it all right from right here.
Yeah. You better get video only, Oscar says.
Yeah.
From LBL, is that what you're talking about?
From
Or
the,
from the Mayan ruins?
yeah, going to where they the Mayans made chocolate.
Oh, Paranormal Paul says he might be there as well.
Yeah, I hope he gets to go with if we go with Greg.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. I'll
says
get
Mayans.
plenty. I'll get plenty of photographs and video.
Need
But-
to do a nighttime investigation.
I'm not going to be on there that
I know.
long. It's
Yeah,
a cruise.
they
remember,
They only give you like what, 3 or 4 hours?
8 hours on the soil.
Yeah.
So I might be 6 or 4 of them will probably be in the all exclusive resort.
That's what me and the wife did. We kicked back at the beach and had a good time.
So our next little interview is with a young lady. I don't even know her name. I don't even know if she gave us her name, but
I don't think we asked. to
she
be honest with
was
you.
very interested in the paranormal and had a good story.
She had a really good story. This one isn't very long, but the story that she tells is interesting because of what it is.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Here we go. Let's add it.
We're live, yeah. Let's see.
So
Can you hear?
Fix it a little bit for her.
Oh,
Had to fix her mic a little bit. She's smaller than usual.
Here I come waddling around. I look like I waddle.
Are you Cherokee? You look Cherokee.
My grandpappy was full-blooded Cherokee.
Yeah. David said he got asked that 1,000,000 times.
I got asked once. It was 1,000,000. It was
Yeah.
definitely 1,000,000 times. Are you Native American? Yeah, my grandfather was.
all right. Whenever you're ready to tell it.
already. So me and my mom and my dad went ghost hunting one time.
Mhm.
And we're at
Yeah, so we need to get it a little closer.
That's
Mary
good.
Beth. Okay.
That's her name.
and so we were at this like haunted hotel in I think downtown Winston-Salem.
Ooh.
I think it was like historical Brookstown, and I believe. And I had
That's
a
the
little
mom behind her.
plushie in my bag never off. The bag was open, my plushie was sticking out. We went to go grab some food in like the cafe area. It was like 30 minutes we were gone, and then we came back, and my plushie was like out of the bag, turned around, and laid down on the table next to my bag.
Wow.
And also, when we were doing the ghost hunting portion after that,
It's all right. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting.
Did you record it?
What do you think about your plushie being moved like that? How did it make you feel?
Like, wait a minute.
Sam was the guy that sat right next to me. I know when things happen to us, sometimes you're like,
Wait,
do it again.
Oh,
do
no.
it again.
When things happen to me, I usually scream
Well, I sat right next to him.
loudly.
I did.
That thing
That's
would have
awesome.
not been near me anymore.
I've always been very sensitive.
That's good, though. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Jason
What'd I
just
do?
started hitting buttons, and
Wait.
I wasn't on the right thing.
No,
No, that was in the bag. It wasn't like gently on
Man.
top of the bag. It was in the bag. And it was pulled out of the bag, flipped over, and laid on the table.
Wow.
Like, that's not an accidental somebody knocked it. Plus, it was like 7 o'clock at night. It's not like the hotel staff was coming in the room or anything.
Right.
Like, nobody was in there.
right.
Yeah, that was like, that's okay. All right. That was the thing that happened.
That's awesome.
That's a good story.
That's a good story. Thank you. Thank you.
Where
for
are
the
you
story.
from? Where are you?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Oh, wow. So
Oh.
y'all drove a little ways to get here today, didn't you? Yeah.
Wow.
Man. See, we're not too bad. We just live an hour away. So that you got to have breakfast or, coffee.
I know I'm going to get me a $20 rack of ribs when they start them up. You know,
never got
I
those rack
never
ribs?
got to get
Yes.
those ribs.
Where it is, but I'm find it. I'll follow my nose.
My wife just brought me some tacos, and I just ate some tacos, and they were really good. Mm.
My father is taking care of our dog cat.
Oh yeah,
That works.
Look, we've got we luckily got somebody that's taking care of our chickens and stuff for us. We got like 40 chickens, and
special skill to get somebody to take care of
Yes.
multiple animals.
yeah, I like dogs. I've got a little bitty one. Jason's got a little bitty one too.
I do.
We don't have a
No,
I think she had a bull mastiff.
Oh, wow,
Oh, my
mastiff.
goodness. You should
So-
have brought her.
big. It wouldn't have.
Well, that's the end.
That's the end of that one. That was a nice little interview, though, and I'll tell you what's neat about it is where people feel still comfortable when you're at a Bigfoot conference to come up to you and talk to you about, just regular paranormal stuff. From what I'm concerned, anyway, it is.
Yeah.
Where it comes to ghosts and stuff like that. And that's what we do a lot of is going out and doing some ghost hunting stuff and investigating, I guess. But I love collecting those stories.
Yeah, they're fun to listen to, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it gives you the other people's insights on what they believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just fun.
Now this
Right.
next one.
The next one is our hero.
Yeah, it's so it's in Madisonville, Tennessee. Next time
Yes.
everybody comes down for the next one.
Yes.
We need to get everybody together. All of us need to get together and go to our buddy's restaurant. It is East Tennessee. Or I'm sitting here thinking of something else
You're
now.
thinking of Matt Sieber.
Matt Sieber, East Tennessee Bigfoot. No, it's Legends and Lore Pizzeria. It's in Madisonville, Tennessee.
Yes.
So it's not too far from us. and not too awful far from, where we was at the festival. And most of y'all came from, say, Missouri way, so you'd be passing by that way anyway. Kind of. It'd be a little ways out of the way, but not much. But we'll need to meet up there because to see the inside of this place is amazing.
Yeah.
But the food,
the wings are.
I'm gonna say something right now. That's going to be as country gets. He makes gooder.
Yeah.
I mean, the pizza, the wings. I mean, it's second to none.
The wings are on steroids.
Yeah. It's, you don't get like those little bitty wings and stuff that you get from everywhere else. It's, I don't know. I guess they're bantam or something, but
little chicks.
But you get freaking wings. I mean, almost a drumstick.
Yeah.
I mean, these things are huge.
If you really want to get wild, you can try his, what's it called?
Oh, you're talking about his hottest sauce?
Yeah.
His mass extinction wings?
Mass extinction.
I have eaten them.
Yeah. I haven't. I ain't going to try them either.
If you like hot stuff like I do, you might want to still take a second guess because
it had David's face red.
I think there's a video out there. Of
he looked like a Cherokee Indian that day.
Like one sweating, like I was about to get hung or something.
No, on his menu, he's got like the Sasquatch pizza.
The
Mothman pizza. I mean,
his specialty pizzas are all named after.
Yeah.
All these
Bermuda Triangle. It's good.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we kind of went off on a little.
We'll
tangent.
let you meet Eddie right here if you haven't already met.
But this is Eddie from Legend and Lore Pizzeria and his wife Susan, and Eddie's going to tell us a couple stories. Now, Eddie, just a little background on him. He's been doing investigations for like 30 years. If I'm not mistaken, something like that, 20 something years, 30 years. He's also done a lot of stuff with Sasquatch. Where their house sits, they actually get, and we've seen the videos, they've actually come on the show and we've played the videos and we've talked about it, but they have sometimes where like once a month or so, these UFOs come up and they'll film them for like 30, 40 minutes and they'll just sit in one place. And sometimes these big bright orbs will change. Not only are they sitting there changing colors, but they'll split.
Yeah.
Then they'll move a little bit and then they'll move a little bit. Then they'll come back together. Craziest things that they get. But not only do they get that out of their bedroom window. Now, how many people could say that this happens to them? How many howls have they got from Bigfoot? How many did we play that night? Probably at least two or so, two or three.
2 or 3.
And I don't think that's all that they've got, but they've got Bigfoot. And there's actually a video circulating on is it TikTok?
Yeah, we got it up on TikTok. The Bigfoot, is kind
of Madisonville, right?
Yeah, it's in Madisonville. It's kind of walking. It's kind of shaky video, but the guy recording it was just on a cell phone. But it's walking, normally, and it's huge, at least 9 foot tall.
Yeah, they said that they was able to send it in and get size comparisons because they had a guy that was a little over 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Go stand in the same place as where this Bigfoot was and filmed it with the same cell phone camera. And they sent it all in and they said that this thing, like Jason said, was like 9 foot tall, massive compared to that person standing there.
And
so
it was kind of just walking along the tree line, and then all of a sudden you see it go down on all fours.
Yeah.
And take off. It took off.
Yeah, this thing's like walking. Do, 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 do. It's really funny because it's just do, 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 do. And all of a sudden it just, all fours.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, takes off like I don't know.
It's on our TikTok if anybody wants to look at the video. I added a little music to it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was funny. And but we've had reports of these things going down on all fours here close to the home. That's about maybe 10 miles from that one.
Yep.
The guys we call it the Coochie Booger. It's an old high school hangout like 30, 40 years ago. And
we're not telling our ages now.
yeah, the thing was tracking them or mimicking them walking, on the road beside of them. And then they got to their truck and it crossed the road on on bipedal, got down on all fours and went up the hill on all fours, like bam.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of weird.
Yes.
A lot of apes and monkeys they do that.
Well, I think it shows that, yes, they can walk and run bipedally.
Yeah.
But if they really want to just haul the mail,
that's how they
get on all fours and they haul the mail.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. And that's just from so many reports. It seems like, yeah, those suckers could run, but they could run even faster.
And this was reported there's a field in front of my house and a little forest area. And right across from my house is where this was reported.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day I'll get to see one. David's seen one. I ain't.
I have. But, we Paranormal Paul wants me to, he doesn't want to hear the story till we come on his show.
Okay.
He wants to hear the story when we come on his show. So.
All right. So here's Eddie. He's going to tell us a couple stories.
He was only there for an hour and a half. I don't think he told us all your stories. Tell us a story, Eddie. You got to get a little close.
I like that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, closer.
I think we need to raise it up because that one. Oh, that works. As you speak, side of that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Better.
Good.
All right.
Eddie's a musician.
All right.
So once upon a time.
At the Bigfoot Festival.
One time at band camp.
You got one of them band camp ones too, dog?
I remember watching
Right here.
American Pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about the story. Ask me questions if I answer.
How about, have you ever had anybody come up to you at the store and tell you something, not to tell anybody else, but they worked, say, for the government?
Park rangers. Yes.
Park rangers.
I'm trying to be.
And told you some awesome stories?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Up in Tellico.
Yeah.
Park ranger in daylight said that he saw a Bigfoot. He described it as about 9 to 10 feet tall, shoulders as wide as a truck hood.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course,
That's huge.
I wasn't there, so I can't say yay or nay, but he was parked beside a dumpster. It was in one of the campsites. And there was a laurel thicket up on the side of the hill, and it was shaking. I thought there might be a deer in there, so he hit the horn on the truck, and that thing bolted out. And he said that it didn't last just a few seconds, his sighting. It ran out from the side so he could see how thick the chest was, and said it was just monstrous. And then it turned and ran up over the hill so he could see how wide the shoulders were. And he said he could understand why people have trouble getting a clear photo of these things because it moves so fast. He said it was like a deer. And running, he said its stride was a good 6-7 feet between steps. So it was gone, and so was he.
What's funny is that my sighting I had, which was a road sighting, so probably not nowhere near as long as that one. But that's something that I realized too is I'm doing 65. It crosses the road just 4 car lengths ahead of me, but it does it so quickly and is already going up the other side of the mountain before I even get to it. And how massive it was. I mean, just massive. And they move fast. I mean, fast.
Yeah.
3 steps.
The ranger, he asked me, he said, have you ever seen a mouse like run across the room in front of you? And it's so fast, it takes you a sec to even register what it was. And by the time, it's gone. And he said, that's what this was like.
Wow. Holy smokes. See, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you've had quite a few stories like that told to you, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Did they write reports on it or just let it go?
That I don't know. I would say it was.
I'd say it was swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Yeah, your job or a report.
You saw nothing.
Exactly.
These are not the droids you were looking for. Oh, excuse me. That's
I
funny.
hear a turtle man over there. Yeah, this is where Turtle Man comes in, I think.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, this
I think
happened
when
years
he
ago,
gets up.
but I just heard the story not too long ago. There's a park ranger that he was stalking the river from the hatchery, and it was early in the morning. He got out of the truck, and he had been eating breakfast, so the truck had been running for a while. He got out, walked down to the water, and I guess he was looking for a place to release the trout. Don't know that. But he heard splashing on upstream. And he looked up and he said there was a bear that was on the edge of the stream there on some rocks. And it was far enough away. He watched. He wasn't scared. And all of a sudden it stood up, 2 legs, and waded across the river on 2 legs.
On 2 legs.
And when it got to the opposite bank, it was a very steep bank. And he said he watched it reach up with its hands and hold on to trees as it went up the bank.
Oh,
That's
No,
not
it's
a bear.
not a bear.
That's not a bear.
Bear has no hands.
Right.
He has paws. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, oh, time to go.
so did you send him that picture that you sent me about that deer?
No. It was on Facebook.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there was a deer. I'd say it was 30, 40 foot in the air in a tree with a broken neck.
Hold on a second. I thought it was kind of neat. Let's see. For some reason, internet here for me sucks. It was a Bigfoot group out of Kentucky that posted it. If it'll pull up. I've got LTE and it's like.
Yeah, I had to get on their Wi-Fi. Getting crowded in here.
What was it? What was the numbers on the end?
Capital B.
Yeah, I got all that.
25.
Look at that. All right. So maybe it'll pop up now. What it is, it's a yearling deer. So it's got the spots. And Kentucky Bigfoot Research.
I couldn't pull it
Yeah.
up. I had terrible internet service on my
Let's
phone,
see.
and so
And it's way up a tree.
Jason
They said
ended
that
up
you
having
could
to
tell
pull it
there was trauma to the neck, like its neck had been broke, and just stuck up way up a tree, and just hanging there.
Take a
And-
big cat to get it up there, wouldn't it?
I
About the only
mean-
thing I know besides.
Yeah.
I mean, a fawn or a yearling deer. I mean, you're
Cats will drag them up, but they wouldn't break their neck.
no. They say as far as they could see, they couldn't see that it had any marks on its neck.
Lacerations or
Yeah.
anything.
or as they could see, they couldn't
Um,
see nothing.
Well, it's not coming up.
You show it to him here in a second.
No.
Yeah. Oh, no, they got up.
The workers.
I think he already passed it, maybe. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yes.
now, oh yeah, he bought a book,
Sure.
and then he refused to pay
Here, you sign it first. It
$15 for
was better when you signed it first.
it.
Let's see here. Let's get on up.
Getting busy.
Uh-oh, here we go.
the turtle man there.
I already know what y'all are going to do, huh?
Now this
Oh,
is
that's
one
cool.
of my favorite parts.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's funny. You see this young lady
They're
right here?
15 for the hardback and 10 for the softback.
Man and the turtle man.
So Jason didn't really sign
You
her.
want us to sign that for you? You're welcome, Jason. How you guys doing?
Swamp man, nice to meet you. Somebody grab it up here. Look on the back, just take the picture and it'll bring us up to our new stuff.
How you doing, man?
So, my man. There you go.
Announcing everything around here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too.
All right.
There you go, Turtle Girl.
Turtle girl. Turtle girl.
I like it.
That's it. That's it.
I've been wanting to meet you and you too.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So how's it going?
There, do we do? That's my old show. If you ain't seen it.
It was
Oh,
funny.
we've
They
seen
started
it.
slinging cards
Okay.
like
Trying to make it all happen. So we're coming back
blackjack or something.
hard and hard. So
Yes.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh-oh.
So, yep. We're gonna get back to our ticket.
You're gonna be on
Thank you.
what show? What channel is it gonna be on?
Right now, we're just doing what's on our phone now.
Okay.
Facebook, YouTube.
They're waiting on us after 10 again.
If you take the picture on, if you take this picture, so bring
See,
it
I
on
didn't
all
forget
these
it.
sites.
Okay.
And we build it up next year. It's coming up pretty short.
All right.
Hopefully the end of the year, first week. Get all filmed and taped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for stopping by here. Hey, if you want to later when you got time, we'd like to talk to you.
He says, "All right,
Just for 5 minutes.
That's hilarious.
We get it.
Talk to this guy. He'll come
I got
get
you.
you.
Up there, it was
He's
like
my bodyguard right here. Not bad.
That's
I
hilarious.
see that it needs one.
So I'll tell you a quick story real quick. Is that the end of that one?
Yeah.
So you see that poor young lady that was there on the right hand screen?
Brother, we're gonna hold it down. We're gonna hold it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
So that poor young lady that was on the right hand screen there, I was trying to buy a book, and so Jason didn't fully sign her book.
Yeah, I tried.
He got so starstruck that Turtle Man came that he just put "thank you" and signed his name on it. What do you normally put on there again? Stay curious underneath your name.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
I'm sorry.
Poor girl, she didn't. She got a partially signed book.
Yeah. Oh well.
He was like, Turtle Man. Yeah, it was funny because he was like, handed it to me.
It was about 10 things going on right there, and they busted in there like they were throwing cards around everywhere.
It was funny. It was like,
I was like, okay.
It was awesome. We had fun.
So our last one we're going to show you tonight is a little clip of the interview we did with Greg Ogles.
Yes.
He's a very nice guy, and we look forward to working with him, in the future.
Having him on the show and stuff.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
And I'm going to play it.
Hold fast. I'll stand here and hold it.
It'll make good drama. Yeah, it flies away. It'll be good drama. You'll be like the Bigfoot behind me. Yeah.
So we got Greg Ogle here with us. He was a speaker up here at the Bigfoot Festival in Townsend, Tennessee.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a beautiful day here, a bit blustery, but it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yes.
A little bit blustery.
Yes.
It was last year. It was a lot more rainy and muddy, and we wanted a better year this year. We got it in one way, but then this happened. This wind happened, and it's like, man, what's going on here?
Well, I brought the sunshine with me, and I didn't mean to bring the rain.
Yeah. Well,
The wind.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring the wind, but it came.
They came with it.
It came. Yes, it did. Yeah. But I did bring the sunshine.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It is. It is. It started out a little bit muddy and moist this morning.
Yes. Yes.
It turned out a bit beautiful.
It did. Yes, it did. Absolutely.
It's a little blustery.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Greg's a filmmaker and researcher, paranormal and Bigfoot, right?
Well, yes, it's whatever we come across.
Yeah.
We don't really go out to target any one thing. It's just whatever comes across.
Yeah.
When I first got into it, it was just Bigfoot, or at least that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. And at first I thought, there was nothing to this Bigfooting thing, because on our very first outing, we found footprints, we found handprints, and and I'm talking trackways, not just an individual print. And we actually found 2 trackways.
So did you cast a handprint
We
from
did.
Kentucky?
Not in Kentucky. It was in Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, my first film is called The Legend of the Downy Booger. And it's an old legend from the 1800s. And not many of people had heard about that legend. So our whole motive was to just revive that legend and not let it die.
Yeah.
And we went out to just investigate right where the legend was supposedly had taken place. Sure enough, we found some weird stuff. Like I said, on our first outing, we came across some footprints that
It wasn't this hand, was it?
Let me look.
Because I bought that one from Cliff Barrickman.
No, it wasn't this one,
Oh,
but it looks very much like it.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks very,
All right.
very much like it.
Yeah.
Yes. It is very, very similar, where you have your 4 fingers, and the thumb seems
It's
to be
weird.
a
It's
little
like
bit, it seems to be a little bit further down than
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
I
instead
did
of
love
it
that.
being kind of in like this, it seems to be kind of facing out like that. Just-
they're a little different than ours.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we found. But they're still very big.
Yeah.
One of the things that we had found while we were there, we found these bat houses that were in the forest. The Forestry Service had put up, and they were in a field where we had seen these these big footprints. Okay. On that 4x4 post that the bat houses were on, we found 4 fingers on a face and the thumb on the same face of a 4x4 post. It had completely reached around a 4x4 post.
That's amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. And I do have footage of it, but unfortunately at the time, my camera presence was awful, absolutely horrible. You know, because I was an engineer and I thought there was nothing to filming.
Right.
Right. Well, until I started going back and looking at myself, and I'm like, "Hey, nobody putting that on film. No, ain't
Not
gonna
happening.
happen." Yeah, but it was fabulous evidence, though.
Yeah.
So you know, I did go back and start, looking at YouTube and stuff, how to be an actor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, just being able to talk
Yes.
while you're on camera.
Yes.
Okay, so we continued our adventures and went over to Georgia, and we went to a place that is near Carrollton, Georgia. Okay, and this was years into it, and I started to get a bit weary of the filmmaking process because it seemed to have never ended. It
Yep.
never ended.
Just let it slide down, honey. Just let it slide down.
So, yeah, just blustering.
Look at that.
Take off here in a minute. But I'd gotten real weary, and one of the things that we had started to see while we were out was orbs. Now, and I'm not talking about an orb that is here and gone, like not fast like a lightning. I'm talking about these sustained balls of light
Yeah.
that move with intelligence. So they're either intelligently controlled or they're intelligent themselves. I don't know which, but it's one of the two. They respond to stimuli, and they seem to understand the English language somehow. Or if it's not our language, it's the frequency that our mind makes when we're saying yes. So that's probably more likely the case. So when we see these orbs, they actually come to us. They're like attracted to us, and they'll settle in about 30 or 40 yards away, and they'll just stay there. Now, early on, I tried to walk up to them, and they did one of two things. They would either disappear, or they would back up and keep the same relative distance between me and that orb.
Right.
So that was very common. And there was times where they would stay out all night with us, hours and hours with us.
That's interesting.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because this luminous ball of light just seems to, it would move around some.
Yeah.
But it's like they was just, checking us out. And I didn't know what they were. However, I did start noticing that whenever we had a lot of this orb activity, we had Bigfoot activity. Stuff started being thrown at us. You would hear the vocalizations. Eventually, you would actually hear something walking around, and you're like, "I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it."
Here it is.
And you don't see anything.
Really?
Yes.
See, what's fascinating about that is that you have tons of Native American tales that talk about these creatures and seeing orbs with these creatures, with Bigfoot.
Yes.
And a lot of people are like, well, that's too far woo for me. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got indigenous tales that are thousands of years old, at least hundreds of years old, that talk about these things. And it's like, why are we just... Oh, that was the end of it?
That was it. I cut it off.
We cut me off.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Let's see here. There we go. Now we're back.
Now that interview alone was like 45 minutes by itself. It was a long interview, and we talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, not only some of his previous movies that he's done, and he's done a few, but he told us that there was going to be a third movie when it returned to the Land Between the Lakes.
Yeah, I think he was going to do a return to the LBL.
Yep. And so it was a great interview. Yeah, Paranormal Paul, it finally got to where during that interview it was going so bad. I asked the wife, I was like, just take the sides down.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if we had just took them down when it started like that. But,
yeah.
But all in all, it was good.
It was. We had fun. We got to meet, like I said, a lot of great new people. Fisher Spam sat right next to me and everything. And then you got Paranormal Paul, or AKA Jimmy Church,
Yeah.
that's sat kind of next to you. So
Yeah. The Sandman from Parareality was in there.
right next to you.
So yeah, he was there too, and
Yep.
had a great time. He still needs to get us on his show. He hadn't done that yet.
He's been promising for over a year.
I bribed him. I bought his dinner, so he should.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm going to email him. Now you got me thinking. I'm going to email him now.
Oh, man. You know, I do want to say, though, that this year, so last year was it was a 2-phase thing last year. When we got there, it was pouring rain. They had us in the back 9 away from everybody.
Yep.
Now, the only thing we was close to was the beer tents, or the beer place. That was the best thing, I guess, about it. But even with mud being in places you never thought mud would go, it took us how long to get mud off the tent and everything else that we took there? Last year we had a pretty great turnout.
Yeah.
A lot of people come up, talk to us like they did this year. But it almost put a bad enough taste in our mouth that we didn't want to come back this year. We talked about it a lot, about not going back. Because at one point so we set up our tent the day before and everything. We come back with our equipment the next day to do, for the podcast stuff. Because we don't want, thousands of dollars worth of equipment just sitting out there. But last year I had to walk from when you first come in where we parked all the way back there where the beer area was with the equipment getting wet. And I was almost ready to go home then. But I'm glad we came this year.
Yeah, this year was a lot better.
It was a lot better. They put us in a better spot. That's what made me excited about it, is where I saw that they put us. I was excited about that. Excited to get to meet, all these awesome people that we got to meet this year, and then get to go hang out with them.
Yeah.
Drink a couple beers and
Thank
eat some
everybody.
food.
Thank y'all for asking us to join you. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was amazing. Had a great time, and I look forward to it next year.
Oh yeah.
And we'll be doing our next thing that we'll be doing is the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And when is that? The
26th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be up there.
This will be our 5th year? 6th year.
How many years has it been going on? I don't know. If it's 7, it's our 6th. If it's 6, it's our 5th.
So it's our 5th or 6th year.
Yeah.
Either way. Going there, and
it's always a good time.
Man.
I think everybody would enjoy it.
Yeah. That one is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And this was amazing.
It's all indoors. So
yeah, that's what was awesome.
And the good part about it is we set up that Friday and we're staying right behind.
Yeah.
Right behind the conference center. So all we got to do is walk down there and just start it.
It's all indoors and there's security and everything. So when we get there Friday, we set everything up. We set our tent up. Yeah, we're inside and we set our tent up. Hey,
Can't miss that tent.
Well, if you pay $1,000 for something, you might as well just take it to everything you can.
Yeah.
Get your money's worth, But we set our tent up, and we're always, so far, let's knock on wood, we've been lucky enough to be one of the first people, because they're a first come, first serve. You purchase your area that you're going to get, and we always get a silver member booth. So it comes with advertising and things like that too. But it puts us right across from the speakers, which is where I think that podcasters should be, really. It just helps us out.
Steven, you are late again.
What's up, buddy?
You'll have to go back and watch it and see what all we got up there at the festival.
Yeah, we kind of broke some of it down, buddy. But it's a great place. We set everything up. Now, we've never done a podcast there.
No.
We've never brought our equipment as far as like this, all this stuff and the boards, and
there's just so many people there. I mean, we're still busy.
Well, every year but our first year. Our first year, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not against anything ever. We were so green. It was the first time we ever did anything like that. We literally, a garage sale looked better than what we had going on. That's just the best way to put it. We were terrible. I'll put it to you. The second year, we looked a heck of a lot better. It was not good.
So Susan says they heard the howling again Tuesday.
What? Did y'all get to record it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good recording. Blondes and Booze.
Hey, Blondes and Booze. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yes, Steven, you need to come back on the show with us again. Absolutely. Yeah. Come back into the studio here.
So, unfortunately, we're going to have to get off here. We went over our hour, so we're about an hour and 30 minutes.
Normally on our Thursdays are usually an hour show.
Yeah.
That's usually about as far as we go. Our Saturday shows are our 2-hour shows. But hey, we've had so much fun tonight.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody for joining us and checking out the show.
I want to thank, we've got, a bunch of the people that were there with us, the other podcasters and stuff. And I want to, again, thank them for inviting us to go out to eat and hobnob with them and have some fun, because it was great.
Rubbing elbows with the big wigs.
That's right. Thank you, Paranormal Paul. And we really did have a good time. And we want to thank everybody for including us in the festivities afterwards, because it was great. So again, we have a guest this weekend.
Yes, we do. We do have a guest this weekend.
Jason's running over there real quick.
Robert Khalil. He's the host of Typical Skeptic podcast. Yep. So he's going to be joining us this Saturday at 8 p.m. Hope everybody that's here comes and listens. I know you've got your own shows, but maybe you can listen later. He's a pretty good guy. We were on his collab. He had how many podcasters was he on? There was 10 or 12. He had like a round table.
Yeah, it was a round table thing that he had going on one night, and I invited Jason and I to it. I was like, yeah, we'll go.
Yeah. So if you want to, you can check him out. His podcast is Typical Skeptic, and we'll have him on this Saturday. Then
we're going to talk about some good stuff.
Yeah. Then the next Saturday on the 17th, we're going to have a live call-in show.
Yeah. So everybody get that phone ready and dial in, because we're going to open up the phone lines.
Oh yeah, we're going to have Throughlas Draconis Hannes.
He's going to be doing some live readings.
Yeah, some tarot card pulling for guests that want to call in and get their fortune read. He is a psychic.
He's everything.
Yeah,
he does it all.
High priest, Wiccan, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Had near-death experiences, and we can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, this will be his third time on the show, won't it? Or is it the second? Third. Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Third time on the show. We always have a good time with him. And he always brings a lot of people from his show over too. Was it? If Eddie is good with it, let me know. Oh, she must be talking something else. Was that Paranormal Paul says what? I'll catch you after my show.
All right. Yeah, we'll be from 8 to 10 p.m.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we're going to have Paranormal Paul on the show too, June the 21st. Can't wait for that.
Yep.
I really like that tattoo he got. That is a sick tattoo.
I'll watch that. Yeah.
I
I
did
was like,
too.
whoa, look at this.
And he's sitting there recording it. I'm like, man,
yeah.
Did it hurt? Did it hurt, Paul?
Yes, please. And we'd like to get y'all on also. So info, anybody that wants to get a hold of us, especially for booking and stuff like that, it's really easy. Info at paranormal411.org. That is info at paranormal411.org. Definitely send us an email. Jason is the guy that keeps up with all the fun stuff with that. And so we will get all the scheduling done. And yes, we look forward to having all of y'all on our show too, if you would love to do that.
Yes. Also, I got a couple more things, then you can do your spiel.
Yes.
Join us at the Knox Public Library at Cedar Bluff location on Saturday, October the 11th at 2 p.m. We're going to be doing a little presentation about the paranormal.
Yes, this will be our second time we've gone there.
Yeah, last time we was 2 hours, a little over or a little under 2 hours.
It was right at about 2 hours when we got done.
We got a little presentation we give, and people come in and ask questions and tell their stories, and we show all of our equipment. Thanks, Fisher.
Thank you.
Then we're going to be at the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival, which was done past. I need to take that off there.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry. The Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference in July the 26th. We'd like to see all of you come up and come check us out.
Yes.
Then we got one more. It's in October. I don't know the exact date, but it is the Upper Cumberland Bigfoot Festival over there in Crossville, Tennessee.
Yeah, it'll be our second year there. And I'll tell you, that is fun. It's an outdoor event, kind of like what was just at, but man, is it busy.
It's busy.
It's busy and it's fun. A lot of people to talk to. Again, we don't do our live show there. We just set up and talk to people.
Yeah.
And sell stuff.
So we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to go out with David's spiel here.
All right, everybody. And we would love to do everybody's show. And thank you, Fisher Spam. Absolutely. Do a swap cast. Love it. Ready?
You ready?
All right. Remember, you can find us at paranormal411.org, paranormal411 on Facebook, YouTube, and X. You could also find us on Rumble. Tune in live every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Remember, also on Saturday nights from 10 to 11, if you're in the metro Atlanta area, you catch us at WDJY-FM. That's 99.1 FM. For listeners outside of Atlanta, you can still listen. That's at WDJYFM.com, or you go to our website at paranormal411.org and click the link. Remember, we are also on Subspace Radio and all major podcast platforms. We do have a book out, East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore, right, Jason?
Yes.
Edition 2. East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore, Edition 2. Available on Amazon or at paranormal411.org. Join us. Join us, everybody.
Yeah, and thanks, everybody, for coming on and watching.
Yes, and thanks for all the comments.
Yes. Goodbye.
Good night.
Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows? What secrets the night hides? What strange phenomena might be happening just beyond your perception? Join us as we journey into the world of the paranormal, exploring everything from ghosts and UFOs to cryptids and unexplained occurrences. From haunted houses to all things paranormal, join us in the search for the truth behind the veil. Welcome to Paranormal 411.